good?
All gravy cakes
Awesome.
over here. I've got no snare in my metronome.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Doobies to Dollars podcast. It's your girl Paislee, and today I'm here with Alexander and his manager, Ty.
Yes, ma'am.
You just go by Ty.
That's the real name. Named like after Beanie Baby. Shout out to mom.
Aww.
Exactly.
How are y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Yeah, it's
Good.
another day in paradise.
Good. I'm glad I finally got you here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Good. So, what you guys been up to?
Just been busy. Busy writing, busy trying to get everything wrapped up and packaged, polished.
Okay, so we're in the process of some rebranding right now.
Right.
Okay, so tell us about that. We're no longer Dizzy Mour, we're Alexander. So
Right.
how did that all come about?
Well, when I first started doing Dizzy Mour, I wanted something completely separate than what I was doing with the band I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And that name came to me in a dream, and it was something that was like my exit strategy. And now that I'm not in the band anymore, and I'm doing my thing full time, I wanted something a little bit more me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my middle name is Alexander, and so I wanted to like abbreviate that, something a little bit more modern, a little bit more pronounceable. A lot of people couldn't pronounce the name Mour because how I spelled it.
Oh, M-O-U-R.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it was bold because I know that I'm starting off doing my solo stuff, and I immediately rebranded.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still early enough where I can do that and still make waves like I was before. Just doing something a little bit more true to myself versus trying to be completely away from what I was doing because I wanted it to be separate. But now I just don't care. So now I'm just do whatever I want to do, and this is where my heart truly wants to be. So.
Okay, so tell me, how'd you link up with your manager?
He was managing an artist that I knew for years. I mean, way before I met Ty. Blake. I used to go over to his house and like party, and they used to play music, and I played music, and later, whenever I was in Hold On Hollywood, I saw that he was managing Blake, and they were doing kind of the genre or realm and scene that I wanted to be in, because low-key, the rock scene and everything else in Houston blows. Like, it's just all dog eat dog, no one really cares, but the scene that he was in was a completely different realm that I had never been in, and I wanted to be a part of that. I had no connections, no nothing. I contacted him and said, hey, is there any way that you can represent me or, put me on a path to somebody who will? And, we started talking then, and then a couple months later, he was like, hey, let's chat. So.
Okay. So was it at the beginning of this year?
It's been about maybe year and a half-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting closer to that year and a half mark. The pandemic was one of those things where during the first couple months of the pandemic, everybody in the music industry, nobody had any idea what we were doing. Where shows gonna happen, where our tour is gonna happen. Can we even go to studios? You know what I mean? So many different things were put on pause that it was one of those things where it really let a lot of people in every avenue of it know, are you gonna fight or flight? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna make it, or are you gonna break it?
Oh, it shows the true hustlers, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
And so we just kind of had to go through that, and then I actually met him through the drummer of the band, Devin, who I worked at House of Blues with for a few years.
Okay.
And so that's how I knew about Hold On Hollywood, the band that he was in and all that stuff. And then from there, I was just finishing up some things with my first art, because second artist I've ever done any management stuff for.
Okay.
First artist, we were making some good waves, doing all that stuff. He signed, off to the races now, doing all that good jazz. Trying to run it back, you know what I mean? Do the same sort of deal. And I think, not to shot, do shots at anybody, but we have the potential, I think, to go way farther than my first artist, for sure. Just from the sound, the look, the writing, ability the homie's got, oh my god. Bro plays what do you play, like 3-4 instruments? Like,
Yeah.
it's insane. It's
Talent.
insane. Yeah.
Music's everything, man. You know, everyone's got their own thing. Music happened to be mine.